the experts can provide that particular signal to the ROM so that the, yes, Aryan Raj, why you people are raising hand unnecessarily? Don't touch the screen. You need not to touch. Okay, now, electrically erasable programmable memory. Electrically erasable programmable memory, read-only memory, is the type of read-only memory which can be electrically erased, and it can be reprogrammed, but it is not necessary to reprogram it very frequently. Only the computer experts, they can reprogram, but they cannot reprogram at their own wish. They have certain kind of programs fixed, and those programs can be altered, changed. Next is the disk drive. When we talk about the disk drive means the devices, those are secondary memory storage. The devices, or we can directly say secondary storage devices. One of the most important of them is the hard disk. Hard disk has the highest capacity in our computer system. Most of the computers nowadays, they come with 1 terabyte of hard disk, 1 GB. But you can think of the pen drives as 16 GB, 32 GB, or 128 GB, whereas the hard disk is of 2 terabytes. Then comes SMPS, switch mode power supply. Full form is switch mode power supply. Now, this is the unit in the computer system which is responsible to supply correct amount of electricity or power to every section of the computer. The SMPS, switch mode power supply, is the device which is responsible to supply correct amount of electricity or power to every section of the computer. Now, you can see the picture in your book, or let me see if I get it in SMPS. Yeah, I've got some. So I'm going to show you my screen. Yes. See these. These are the SMPS. This is a small box which is placed inside the CPU cabinet. A small box tightened at the back end of the CPU cabinet. See here, lot of pictures. This is the internal components of the CPU. The SMPS. And you can see here a lot of wires comes out from the SMPS. These wires get connected to the different parts of the motherboard. All wires doesn't have the, yes, Avinav Kumar raised the hand. Yes, Avinav. Avinav.
Sir, what is the use of SMPS in computer?
अरे बाबा बोल तो रहे हैं, सुन नहीं रहे हो? It is the component which is responsible for supplying correct amount of electricity to all the components of the computer. Okay.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, why there is fan in SMPS?
Because the SMPS, as you can understand, it is using the electricity, so it produces a large amount of heat. To dissipate the heat from the components, here is the fan. The fan cools down the SMPS so that the SMPS keeps on working for a longer period of time. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now you can mute yourself. showing you the pictures of SMPS. You can see a number of wires comes out from the SMPS. You can see here, over here, here also you can see, here also you can see. There are a lot of wires comes out. These wires get placed on the motherboard and they supply different components, different amounts of electricity or voltage. We all know that the computer works on 220 volts. No, it is incorrect. The SMPS accepts 220 volts. It is true. The SMPS accepts 220 volts. Then it converts the 220 volt to 5 volt and 12 volt. The computer components actually they use this 5 volt or 12 volt. Different components uses 5 volt and different components uses 12 volt. So depending upon the voltage needed, the SMPS supplies the current to them. Yeah, who's this? Ankit Gupta. Ankit.
Sir, what is volt?
Voltage is the potential difference between 2 points in an electrical circuit. समझ आया?
What does it work? No, sir.
It doesn't work. Now see, when you take a battery, एक सेल खरीदते हो बाजार
Yes,
से,
sir.
you place it in your remote or car or any other device. So what happens? There are two ends. One is positive end, ऊपर वाले side, जहाँ पे टोपी लगा होता है,
Yes,
that
sir.
is the positive end, and the bottom part, the flat part, is the negative end. So there must be some difference between them so that the cell goes on creating electricity. That particular thing is termed as potential difference, and the unit of potential difference is volt. ये थोड़ा लंबा है, क्लास 9 में जाओगे या 8 में जाओगे तब समझ में आएगा. या अभिनव कुमार, नो अभिनव,
Yes, sir.
yeah, speak out.
Sir, I have asked.
What you ask?
Sir, I have asked the question.
Full form of SMPS.
Sir, I have asked the question.
Oh, you had asked the question. Okay. Now lower your hand and mute. Yeah. Anyone else have any doubt? No. So let's continue with the SMPS. So by the time I think, hopefully, or I think all of you had understood what is the function of SMPS. SMPS accepts 220 volt, means the main supply that you had at home, and then it converts to 5 volt and 12 volt and supplies to different components of the computer. Yes, Suraj. Suraj.
Sir, what is the full form of SMPS?
जी बाबा सुन नहीं रहे हो बेटा तुम?
सर इधर थोड़ा नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम है सर.
नेटवर्क का प्रॉब्लम है. स्विच मोड,
यस सर.
स्विच मोड पावर सप्लाई, स्विच मोड पावर सप्लाई, SMPS. Okay.
Yes sir.
Okay, now as we were talking about the SMPS, hopefully it is clear now. So next is the modem. Let us search the pictures of modem. Modem. M-O-D-E-M. Yes. You can see a number of different types of modems. These are wireless modems. This is internal modem. This one. You can see I'm moving the cursor over here. This is the internal modem. This is the internal modem. You can see it is in the form of card that can be placed on PCI slots. Then you can see this one. This one is the USB modem. This is also a modem, which is termed as ADSL modem. So different, depending upon the network connection, the type of network connection, we have different kinds of modems. Some modems are portable, like this. You can see this is the USB one. This is the portable. We can unplug it from the USB port and carry it in our pocket. Now, what is the full form of modem? The full form of modem is modulator, demodulator. Now you can understand it has the two opposite words. One is modulator, another one is demodulator. Both together makes it modem. Now, what is the function of modem is it converts the analog signal. Now, what is analog signal is the voice. You are listening to my sound. We can understand that is in the form of analog signal. I just show you a picture over here. You can see here. I'm removing my window. You can see here. This is the analog signal. You can see how it turns like this and this, isn't it? It moves on this way. This is analog signal. Whereas the another one, you can see from here, it is the digital signal. The computer produces digital signal, but the problem with digital signal is that the digital signal cannot travel a very long distance. हम लोग जो बोलते हैं ज्यादा दूर थोड़ी जा सकता है. But when we talk on over a mobile phone, it can be get connected to any corner of the world. How it happens? The voice that we put into the mobile phone, it gets converted to digital signal, and then it is being transmitted through the tower. Sometimes it may be even needed to go to the satellite and then be transmitted back to the earth. So I'm not going into that complication. So I'm only trying to make you understand that modem is a device which converts the analog signal to digital signal and the opposite. Means digital signal to analog signal. So what happens? The modem can now be connected to different signal medium. Most of the time, we can connect it to the telephone wire or telephones. You can see here, this is the picture. You can see the telephone wire get connected to the modem, and then it gets converted to zeros and ones. Again, the computer produces zeros and ones. It comes into the modem, and then it gets converted to analog signal and moves through the telephone wire. So, what is the function of modem? The modem is the device which converts analog signal to digital signal and vice versa. Means just the opposite. Yeah, Samriddhi Swarup. Yes.
So is external modem and router, the Wi-Fi router is same?
Router is something different. Router is another device, but modem is another device. Nowadays, you can say that some devices have the modem and the router included in it. Some devices we have. I can show you a device right now with me. I have the device. I'll show you. Just a second. Let me get it. Yeah. I'm switching to full screen mode so that I can also see that. Yes. Now see, this is a router modem. This is the router modem. Now, if I come in, bring it closer to you, you can see there is a small port here. Here, the telephone lines get in. And these four are the LAN ports, means we can connect 4 different computers through these things. And there is the power switch. power plug and the switch. So what happens? This particular device can work as a modem as well as a router. So you can now understand that router is another different device and modem is another device, but they can be included in one single device. Okay. Samriddhi?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else? Yes. Who's this? Just a minute. Ankit. Ankit Gupta.
Sir, I have heard that a router works like Wi-Fi. If we connect to computer, then it gives network to the computer.
Now. Router is something different and Wi-Fi is something different. Both are not same. Router is something different and Wi-Fi is something different. Router is the device. Router is this device. And the technology used for transferring the data wirelessly is Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is the technology, it is not a device. Some people may say that router and Wi-Fi is same. No, not at all. Router is the device and the technology it uses is Wi-Fi. The full form of Wi-Fi is wireless fidelity. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. One more, Mahi. Yes, Mahi Kashyap. Yes, Mahi.
Sir, what is the difference between analog system and the digital system?
Not the analog system I said about. If you are still talking about the analog system means something in which the analog signal is being processed and transmitted. That we can say analog system. For example, the voice. I'm using my earbud. Now I am using my earbud to transfer my voice to the computer. Till here, it is analog. My voice is directly getting converted, fed to the computer. It is analog. But if it needs to be transferred to you, you are sitting far away from me, so my voice cannot directly reach there. In that case, what is happening? My voice, the computer gets converting it to digital signal and sending it to my modem. The modem converting is the digital signal to analog signal and sending it to your modem. You are also being connected to the internet, so obviously you are using a modem, and that particular modem is again converting the analog digital signal to the voice as I am speaking. So you can hear what I am speaking now. So that is a long process. Simply meaning, if we talk about the digital signals are in this form, in the forms of waves. That is digital signal. Satyam, can you please put off your video? It is distracting for me. And if we talk about the digital signals, be very sure, carefully, it works. It is in the form of boxes. The analog signal is in the form of wave, whereas the digital signal is in the form of boxes. I have shown you just once more. I'm showing you how they look like. Here you can see where it is. Yeah. See here. This is digital signal. You can see it is written digital signal. I show you with the pen. You can see digital signal. How it looks like? This. Now you can see this is the analog signal. How it looks like in the form of wave. Then again you see the digital signal is getting converted to, sorry, the analog signal gets converted to digital signal. Now think of a situation, this is me and this is you. So what is happening? My computer is producing the digital signal. The modem gets converting the digital signal to analog signal. It goes to your modem, and again that analog signal gets converted to digital signal, and then you get. So this way the modem works. Okay, we don't have much time today. We have only 8 minutes left. So hopefully all of your doubts are clear about the digital signal and the analog signal. Now next comes types of modems. There are two types of modems. One is internal, another one is external. The external modems are placed outside the CPU or the outside the CPU cabinet, whereas the internal modems are placed inside the CPU cabinet. The next thing we have to discuss is heat sink. What is heat sink is? Heat sink is the aluminum box or aluminum block having fins. Yes, friends. Friends.
Sir, you have not teach PC card modem.
Hey, I taught it PCI modem. I taught
Sir,
long
PC
back.
card modem.
Yeah, same thing. That is the internal modem only.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, now we were talking about the that heat sink. Now, what is heat sink is? Heat sink is an aluminum block which is being designed or cut into fins. Now, what are fins? I think all of you have a motorbike at home. You can see the engine. The engine, my battery is running low. Yeah, we can finish it. Now, the fins, you can see the electric motorbike engines, they have lines and there are gaps between them. A line, then gap. Similarly, the aluminum block, small aluminum block, they are being cut into that form. And they are placed over the devices or the chip, which may produce a large amount of heat. And these heat sinks can dissipate the heat produced by the different chips. I'll just, I don't know whether I can get them or not. Just want to show you the heat sink. Yes, I got some pictures. This may be the last sharing because we are running very low on time. Now see, these are the heat sinks. Yeah, this one, you can see this one, here it is. And then you can see above the heat sink, there are fans. Above the heat sink, there are fans. What does the fan do? It blows cool air inside. The fan doesn't blow the hot air outside. Instead, it blows the cool air inside. So what happens? The air from outside, cool air from outside gets in, and the hot air comes out from the side of the heat sink, cooling down the temperature of the heat sink, so that the component below it do not get damaged due to high temperature. Now you can see here on the motherboard, I'm just showing you,